episode 12 of Trev's hockey show here on Trev TV. Today we're talking old news. Old news, like 30-year-old news. And I'm still trying to debate what I can say about the trade that hasn't already been said. First off, yes, I know I'm not wearing a Kings jersey. I didn't get the Kings jersey in time. I wanted to actually, just wear a hockey jersey for the sake of doing a hockey show. And I wasn't about to start wearing an Oilers jersey, although I know that day is coming. I figured I'd wear something just as great. 4-star German kit. Hey, if you're talking greatness, why have greatness to go with it? It was either this or the Gordie Howe jersey, and, well, that'll make its way in another video in another time, I'm sure. But I figured I'd wear this one instead. And I mean, it's still off season. I can get away with wearing no hockey jerseys right now, I think. But I'm getting completely off topic. Before we start anything, though, I have to say happy birthday to my wife. So happy birthday, Melissa. I love you. If you're watching, feel free to say happy birthday to Melissa. That would be awesome. Trev would dig it. But having said all that, let's get down to the details. So with me on this video, open the phone first. It's Wikipedia. That's my brain that tells me everything I need to know about anything, but I'm pretty sure I have this topic memorized. We're talking the Gretzky Trade 30 years after the fact. So August 9th, 1988 saw the trade, which saw Wayne Gretzky, Marty McSorley, and Mike Krushelnyski go from the Edmonton Oilers to the LA Kings in exchange for Jimmy Carson, Martin Gelinas, a first-round pick in 89, 91, and 93, and $15 million cash. Cash. I go on the record on being with a lot of the people here that say, yeah, no, it wasn't a trade, that was a sale. Because I don't think that $15 million went in any way, shape, or form to the team. I mean, Pocklington, the owner at the time, was in a lot of financial trouble. All his other ventures were failing, he was losing money, and yada yada. So yeah, he needed the money, and, well, tried every which way to justify that, hey, this was a legit sale, it had to happen, yada yada yada. Little did he know. Those first round picks in 89, Oilers later traded to New Jersey for Corey Foster. That became Jason Miller. Who's Jason Miller, you're asking? Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. The one in 1991, they actually kept. They didn't trade to anybody. That became Martin Roginski. Actually had a career, which we'll get into. And the first pick in 93 ended up being Nick Stadjahar. We'll get into him too. Don't worry about it. Initially, the rumor was the Oilers were asking for Luc Robitaille. And the Kings, in their infinite wisdom, said, no, you can't have Robitaille. Rookie of the year. Like, come on. I'm not giving you my Rookie of the Year. Carson lasted all of one season here. One season in Edmonton. As a matter of fact, let's pull up his stats right now. I know he didn't have the biggest career, and I'm sure if he wasn't part of the assets that came back to Edmonton for Gretzky, he might have had a better career. 2 seasons LA, a season and 4 games in Edmonton before being traded to Detroit for 4 seasons, 3.5, sorry. Then going back to LA for not even a full season, getting traded to Vancouver. Next season, played in Hartford. And then in the 96-97 season, he went to the IHL and retired after the 97-98 season. His career stats equaled 275 goals, 286 assists, and 561 points in 626 games. Yeah, there's probably a lot of pressure on him, and going back to LA probably didn't help much match either. So, poor guy. Poor guy. Had to live up to all that expectation. But, last I heard, when he retired, he decided he did a different career change, and he's doing something else in finance. So good on him. At least he made something out of what could have been a promising career. If the Oilers really took away anything of value from this trade, it might have been Martin Gelinas. I mean, he was part of the kid line, helped them win the Cup in 89-90, the one they won without Gretzky. He played 4 seasons in Edmonton. Split the 93-94 season with Quebec and Vancouver. Played 3 and a bit in Vancouver before being shipped up to Carolina, where he played 4 and a bit. Ended up playing for the Flames. I love it when the Oilers play for the Calgary Flames. Like, hey, I just wanted to travel down 3 hours, play for these guys now. Where he lasted 2 seasons. Could have won the Flames the Cup. If you go back and watch Game 6, that was a goal. But Tampa needed the Cup, I guess. Played the lockout season in Europe. Came back, played for Florida for 2 seasons. Played for Nashville for a season, then finished up his career in Switzerland in 08-09. His career stats: in 1,273 games, scored 309 goals, 351 assists, and 660 points. It's not a bad career. 1 Cup out of the deal. Not a bad deal. I mean, you get your name on the Cup because you were traded for Gretzky. So that's not bad at all. Now here we're getting into the draft picks. And you remember me saying that you were going to ask, who's Jason Miller? Well, again, he was the first rounder that got traded to New Jersey for Corey Foster. Now, Corey Foster didn't play a lot in Edmonton. I don't think he played in Edmonton. I think he played more or less on their farm team in Cape Breton. But Jason Miller played all of 6 games for New Jersey in between the 90-91 season and the 92-93 season. Mostly he played his career in Europe. 6 games, no points in the NHL. So, they got one good asset out of this Gretzky trade. The first round pick in 91, which became Martin Roginski, he actually had a bit of a career. Of course, he was traded quite a bit, and we'll get to some trade that really made a huge difference for him. 2 games for Edmonton before being traded to Quebec, where he played 4 games for Quebec. He spent most of his first year in the minors. Then he played 3 seasons with the Quebec Nordiques before being shipped out to Colorado. Well, he wasn't shipped out to Colorado. Colorado relocated. But here's where I was talking about the trades. He was part of the package in the trade for Patrick Waugh. So he went to Montreal in the 95-96 season, played 6 and a bit seasons in Montreal before being shipped to Dallas and then getting shipped to the Rangers. All in the 01-02 season. So in one season he played for 3 teams. Went to St. Louis in 02-03, went back to the Rangers in 03-04, and then got shipped out to Vancouver that same season. Went back to the Rangers after the lockout season in 05-06. He played the lockout season in Europe, like most players did. 05-06 he went back to the Rangers. 06-07 and 07-08 he played in St. Louis. And he finished up his career in 2014-15 in Europe. His NHL totals are 961 games played, 241 goals, 371 assists, and 612 points. And the poor guy never stayed anywhere long enough to get his name on a cup. Hell of a player, though, if you're able to watch him play. It's that first round pick in 1993 that became Nick Stadjahar. I know you're asking, who is he? Career minor leaguer. All except for 2 games. They played 95-96 with the Oilers. No goals, no points, 4 penalty minutes. And finished his playing career in the IHL in 2001. And his numbers there were no better. So, again, they got one good asset for Wayne Gretzky. And $15 million bucks. So you can't go wrong with that, right? Oh. Gotta love when you're a financially strapped team or at least the appearance of a financially strapped team, and you decide, yeah, we'll take nothing. It's bogus. Marty McSorley, one of the players that went to LA. His career was something else. I mean, he was a bruiser, he was a grinder, he was your agitator, and that was well known. After being shipped to LA, he played 5 and a bit in LA before being traded to Pittsburgh. Then went back to LA for 94-95 season before being traded in the 95-96 season to the Rangers. From 97-98, or 96-97 to 97-98, he was in San Jose. Signed as a free agent in 98-99, back with the Oilers, before signing with the Bruins in 99-2000, and essentially losing his career after a stick swinging incident against some Donald Brashear kid. You might have heard of him. But that was it, basically it for his career after that point. No cups after the trade. That's a common theme here. Unless they decide they were going to be assistant coaches and play elsewhere, no cups. Mike Krushelnyski. Again, he won his only Stanley Cup as an assistant coach with Detroit in 97-98. But after the trade to LA, he played 2 and a bit in LA before being traded to Toronto, where he played 3 and a bit. Then went to Detroit for 94-95, the lockout season, the first lockout season, and then finished off his career in Italy. And those were the key players in the Gretzky trade, not counting the $15 million. So that's basically the rundown of the assets, what happened to them, and we're with the Gretzky. Let's get on with that. So Gretzky played 7.5 seasons for LA before being traded to St. Louis for a bunch of nothing. That seems to be the theme in Gretzky trades. He's traded for nothing. Essentially, cash, picks, prospects, you name it, nothing that makes an impact. Before signing with the Rangers in 96-97 and retiring at 98-99. I don't need to speak for his records. They speak for themselves. He still owns or ties 60 league records. So that's not a bad thing at all. I mean, again, no cups. Even when he was coaching Phoenix, no cups. Not that you'd expect Phoenix to win a cup. But trade was good for a lot of different things. A lot for the NHL in Southern expansion. It was good for Gretzky in the fact that he became a bit of a celebrity overnight, but didn't get him any more cups. Would I have wanted to be traded and not win any more cups the rest of my career? Not really. But things happen, trades happen, and that's why they have no movement clauses nowadays, but I don't even think then a no movement clause would have saved him. But let's talk more about my reaction to it. Now, if I was old enough to understand the hatred towards Peter Pocklington after he made this trade, I'd have probably joined the mob too. I'd have burned him in effigy. I'd have burnt all my Oilers jerseys. I almost literally did. I just stopped wearing them. That was the last day I willingly cheered for the Oilers. The House of Commons, once this trade was announced, actually tried stepping in and making sure that, or making it so that this trade didn't happen. They wanted to block this. The Canadian government wanted to block an NHL trade. It would have been awesome if it worked, but I don't know if it would have changed much. I mean, without Gretzky going to LA, the Southern Belt expansion doesn't exist. It just doesn't happen. You don't have a team in San Jose. You don't have a team in Anaheim. You don't have 2 teams in Florida State. You don't have teams in Texas, Nashville. They wouldn't have went back to Atlanta. None of that would have happened. So it was good for the game. It was good for Gretzky. The real winners obviously were the Kings, but I think the real winner was Wayne Gretzky. A lot of different things happened. For him, probably personally, mostly professionally, the game itself changed. the day he was traded, and for the better. But my immediate reaction to it, as a 9-year-old kid that just finished standing outside St. Joe's Basilica not even a month before when Gretzky's wedding was happening, not even 2 months removed from a Stanley Cup parade and seeing Stanley in person for the first time, for a kid that was impressionable, that still had the 9-year-old sponge mind, I was devastated, as were many Edmontonians. You know, a lot of people in Edmonton had sour grapes for a long time. Some still do, myself included. It's not a grudge. I don't hold a grudge. I just think it was dumb, and I couldn't bring myself to cheer for the Oilers anymore. I couldn't cheer for a team that trades their best player. I mean, could you imagine if Pittsburgh traded Mario? I couldn't. That's why I started cheering for the Penguins right after. I couldn't cheer for the Kings. I wanted to, but I couldn't. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So I started cheering for the Penguins. But yeah, that was the last time I willingly cheered for the Oilers. I was at my grandma's house the day it happened, and we were watching her soap operas, and she was incredibly pissed. Not that Gretzky got traded, that they interrupted her stories. That was cardinal sin. You do not change the channel, you do not interrupt. She's watching her stories, and that's that. You couldn't interrupt at all. She was pissed. She was beyond pissed. She was livid. The year after the trade, I actually did manage to convince my dad to buy me a Kings jersey, just to try it on. It wasn't named, it wasn't numbered. It was just a blank Kings jersey with the crest on it. And it felt good to wear a jersey that wasn't an Oilers jersey. Because aside from an Oilers jersey at that time, I had no other jerseys. So having a Kings jersey was nice, because it was a jersey. But, yeah, no, I was pissed. After that point, when the Oilers went to the Cup in 89-90 and played Boston, I bet against them. And that was my first gambling predicament, and B, my first time losing money. Granted, yeah, I wasn't very old. I was 10, 11 when the Oilers won their last Cup, and I think I maybe lost $5. When they went to their Cup run in 05-06, I lost a bet where I had to cheer for them. But deep down in my mind of minds, I was like, there's no way the Oilers are winning. No way. And they didn't. They didn't. Thanks to guys like Jason Smith running into Dwayne Rollison. It was almost like watching the Steve Smith incident all over again. Put the puck in your own net. Jason Smith took out his own goalie. And the hockey guards were on my side that time. And I was happy. I didn't care less that Carolina won. I just cared that the Oilers didn't win. But it was a nice riot afterwards. But as to what could have been said that hasn't been said, I think I just said it. My reaction as an Edmontonian, living in Edmonton, being young, the time Gretzky got traded. Long and short, it sucked. I fucking hated it. For episode 12 of Trev's Hockey Show, I want to thank you for tuning in. Your viewership always means so much to me. Always has, always will. Like this video if you liked it. Hit subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Follow me on Facebook at Trev's TV. Follow me on Instagram at Rockstartrev TV. And in the meantime, and in between time, be on the lookout for more videos from the Trev. Later.